You believe the story is simple. Dumbledore dies, Harry rises, Voldemort falls. Sacrifice, loss, destiny, the usual heroic cliches. But what if I told you that Albus, Percival, Wulfric, Brian Dumbledore, the so-called greatest wizard of our time, never truly died that night on the Astronomy Tower? What if he survived, battered and barely conscious, but alive, not as a mere footnote, but as the key player until the very end? Let me take you through a story you've never heard. One filtered through a voice you wouldn't expect, mine. I have no reason to lie, perhaps a reason to remind you that power isn't only about raw magic, but about control, patience, and knowing when to bend fate without breaking it. It began with that wretched cave. Dumbledore, ever so arrogant, drank the potion Voldemort prepared to guard his Horcrux. The potion racked his body with agony, leaving him pale and trembling. Harry thought it was a moment of weakness. It was far more, but Dumbledore's will did not shatter. Even weakened, he protected Harry, warded off the inferi, and retrieved the locket. Returning to Hogwarts, they faced the inevitable, the Death Eater's assault. Draco Malfoy, tasked with a most unpleasant murder, faltered at the last moment, trembling as if caught in his first potion class. I was there, bound by my vow to protect him. But fate, as you will soon see, favors the cunning. Instead of ending Dumbledore's life with a curse, I chose a different path, a silent, deadly standoff. The killing curse was withheld, not because of mercy, but strategy. Dumbledore, barely able to stand, remained breathing. The Death Eaters were confused, their confidence shaken by the unexpected survival of the one they thought dead. The Order of the Phoenix rallied like a storm. Their leader not lost, but wounded, still capable. The castle did not fall into chaos, but into a siege led with grim determination. Dumbledore's survival changed the entire calculus of war. Harry, the boy hero, suddenly found himself under Dumbledore's tutelage. Again, this time, more focused, less fumbling. The hunt for Horcruxes was no longer a desperate sprint, but a precise, calculated campaign. The trio moved with purpose. Armed with knowledge, Dumbledore carefully fed them, honing their skills, tempering their courage with wisdom. The locket, put the cup, the diary, the ring, each Horcrux fell under their assault, one by one. The destruction of Voldemort's soul fragments was systematic, and though danger stalked their path, Dumbledore's guidance meant fewer mistakes, fewer needless sacrifices. Then came the knowledge of the Deathly Hallows, the ancient trio of power that had obsessed wizards for centuries. Dumbledore revealed the truth about the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. No mere fairy tales, but tools to be mastered. Harry's quest became twofold: destroy Horcruxes and understand the Hallows, for only by mastering both could Voldemort be defeated. The Battle of Hogwarts arrived not as a chaotic frenzy, but as a siege, commanded by the headmaster's unyielding hand. Every spell cast, every shield raised, Every strategic position taken bore the mark of Dumbledore's mind. The defenders fought with a hope rekindled by his survival. Students, professors, and Order members alike drew strength from his presence. Voldemort himself confronted us in the heart of the castle, his arrogance, no doubt, assuming that the absence of Dumbledore had left Harry vulnerable. How wrong he was. The final duel was not a wild exchange, but a chess game played by masters. The Elder Wand, long misunderstood, was the fulcrum of Voldemort's downfall. Harry, trained and guided, disarmed the Dark Lord with precision. Voldemort's curse, rebounding on himself, destroyed the last vestiges of his soul. The war ended, but the wizarding world was far from perfect. Dumbledore, scarred but undefeated, dedicated himself to rebuilding. Hogwarts reopened its doors, no longer just a school, but a symbol of resistance and hope. Harry, Ron, and Hermione, tempered by war and wisdom, stepped forward not as naive children, but as leaders ready to shape the future. What does this alternate history teach you? That survival matters, that guidance matters, that power lies not just in sacrifice, but in the mastery of fate. Now, if you still think death is the only path to heroism, I suggest you reconsider, because in this story, Dumbledore lived, and in doing so, changed everything.